Psalm 110. A messianic psalm of David. Christ shall sit on the Lord's right hand. He shall be a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. A psalm of David. The Lord said unto my Lord, Sit thou at my right hand, until I make thine enemies thy footstool. The Lord shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion. Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth. The Lord hath sworn, and will not repent. Thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through the kings in the day of his wrath. He shall judge he shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places with the dead bodies. He shall wound the heads over many countries. He shall drink of the brook in the way. Therefore shall he lift up the head. This is an interesting one. Very short, nice and sweet, and very clearly messianic. Almost the entire thing. It's kind of a description of Christ. He will sit on the right hand of God. He is a high priest after the order of Melchizedek. Strike through kings in the day of his wrath. This is talking about his second coming now. So the beginning part is talking about his atonement, well, more his position. It's not really, well, let's break it down. Verse 1. Stand on my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool. So this is, he will be he is the right hand of God until the end of everything. 2. Rod, I send the rod out of a rod of his strength out of Zion. Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies. This is his coming, his atonement. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth. Again, most of this, from that point on, we're talking about the second coming more than the first. The wrath, the day of wrath. Judge among the heathens, he shall fill the places. He shall drink of the brook in the way. Therefore shall he lift up the head. This is describing Christ, his authority and his power, primarily in the second coming when he comes to judge the world. Now before I end, this does have a brief Joseph Smith translation. What the Joseph Smith translation is, this is an inspired translation or correction of the Bible done by Joseph Smith to restore those passages that had been lost over the years. In this particular psalm, Psalm 110, you have this is verse 6, you have this correction. So refresh our memories. In the King James it says, He shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places and the dead bodies. He shall wound the heads over many countries. Now, this isn't profound change, but this is the change. He shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill these streets with their dead bodies. He shall wound the heads over many countries. He shall fill these streets with their dead bodies. This seems to be an allusion to the Battle of Armageddon, when Christ comes to deliver the Jews from the great army and then destroys that army. So with that change from the Joseph Smith translation, we were seeing more detail of what Christ will be, or what he is, and how he will show forth his power in the last days. Very interesting song.